What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I have been quite critical of Dr. Umar Johnson, especially as a figure in the Pan-African world or in the African-American community in the social media age. I agree with almost 98 to 99% of what he may teach concerning the black community and the resolution to those issues. It is not what he teaches that I have a problem with. Usually it is his behavior or his lack of execution on said issues. However, Dr. Umar Johnson has belabored to discuss his opinions of the passing of my dear friend Kevin Samuels. So I took interest in a keen manner to understand what he was saying on this particular podcast that he has uploaded to his YouTube page. I believe it's King Kong Consciousness here on YouTube. And he's taken the approach to defend our brother against these detractors. Now, I do want to play a small snippet of the conversation and to weigh in on it from my perspective, and then I will comment later.
This week we saw the passing of the prophet Kevin Samuels, who is a polarizing figure primarily for telling the truth. So why do you think we've seen such polarization over his death and many black women celebrating as if, they had just vanquished Thanos at the end of the Avengers or something when it comes to the passing of Kevin Samuels?
Here's what I would say. First thing that I think has to be said on this topic of the passing of Mr. Kevin Samuels is none of the black women who chose to go on his platform were forced to do so. He didn't beg any of them. He didn't manipulate any black women into coming on his platform. They all did so consciously of their own free decision. They came willingly. His platform was supported by women, and he has just as many female defenders as he has male defenders. And so therefore, to some degree, although I likewise did not agree with his message or his methods, many sisters who are suggesting that Kevin Samuels created this rift between black men and black women, they're being disingenuous. 75% of the vitriol, the hostility, and the vilification that black women are now showing towards Kevin Samuels would be more rightly placed or directed towards the queendom, the sisterhood, not Kevin Samuels. If anything, he exposed it, he exploited it, and he marketed the pre-existing differences between black men and black women, but he did not birth them. And so I'm disappointed in both the way that black men and black women are reacting to Kevin Samuels' death. On the side of the sisterhood, I'm seeing black women say things like, I'm throwing a party to celebrate his death. I've seen a sister say that. I've seen other women say, yes, we should be praising God for this. We should be honoring the ancestors that he is dead. But did you have the same energy for the police that killed Trayvon?
So you heard what Dr. Umar Johnson had to say. The thing that I want to talk about that Kevin Samuels has been blamed for, and not only Kevin Samuels, the black manosphere community as a whole, is that men like Kevin Samuels are those who follow him are dividing the black community. We are the division. He is the division. And since he has the biggest audience and the most influence, he is the reason for what's happening here in Black America or throughout the Black American social media sector. And Umar Johnson makes a brilliant point that these problems were pre-existing, okay, in Black America. Kevin Samuels just exposed or exploited it more in a way that we can actually hear the other side agree to some of the entitlement that we thought that they already had. And in understanding these exploitations, these ladies agreed to do it. Nobody made those women come on to his platform. He did not call them there. He was not stalking them. He did not beg them to come up. They agreed to it. They've even agreed to have their image there prior to that, so they know what they're getting into. And every night after night, they agree to the conversation. So then why are you being mad at him when this issue has been happening in Black America for a long time? The issues between Black women and Black men go back, if not in the last 50 years, maybe post-slavery or even before, but such that can be documented in the last century. We know at least since the 60s and 70s that it has been a big issue. And we've heard what the women have had to say, but we've never publicly heard what the men have had to say. So now when the men decided that they would talk about what their issues were, it is a problem. And he said that he was disappointed in how Black America handled it, as I am also. And let me just say this for those people, because, I've become more mature in life as I've gotten older. And that's why it's hard for me to really be so disrespectful to our people who have a difference of an opinion, because they're not used to Black men standing up or Black men having their say in the public saying. They're only used to Black women being able to have such a saying. That's why I'm not even really so upset with these people who are doing, making these, names. Many of them are women. I'm not going to hold all of our women accountable to what those people are saying, nor am I really going to address that, because you have all these people saying different things about Brother Kevin Samuels that I know to not be true. But the reality is that how can you hold a man responsible for exploiting what is already been the case? And the women in the Black community have had their say for 50 years. We've seen female empowerment. We've seen that mama can do no wrong, that mama can do the best that she can do. We've seen the demonization of Black men. We've seen it time in and time out, over and over and over again. You've seen Black men say nothing about said situations. And then when this man comes out here and he says his truth, and he starts, really the big conversation in Black America that many men were afraid to have for fear of losing their job, for fear of being talked about, for fear of being looked down upon, then it's an issue. The reality is that Black America is entitled. Okay? From the women in our community, some of the guys in our community, some of the businesses in our community. We have businesses that don't want to compete in Black America. That's what Kevin Samuels has really shown. That our businesses don't want to compete, but expect customers to support them because they're Black. We have NGOs in our community, some of them just expect to get funding because they're Black. We have women in our community, despite not being up to the same standard of the man that they're desiring, believe that they're too good to deal with a man on their level. They need a man on another level. And how dare a man on the level they want tell her that she can't be the woman for him, although she got no problem telling the local men in her community on the same level that you're a scrub. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a man that can't get no love from me. Okay? You can't get no love. Oh, you're too boring. You're not tall enough. You're not charismatic enough. God forbid that you as a man be able to get on and do better for yourself, and you're able to tell the woman no, then all of a sudden you hate women because you exposed the entitlement in Black America that has really been the problem as to why Black women and Black men have a high divorce rate while the single mother rate is so high. Kevin Samuels himself, if I'm not mistaken, was a product of a single mother led home at his time. So the problem precedes him. It was pre-existing. Kevin Samuels can't change the crime rate that was going on. You have Black people and Black women and Black men having a gender war in 2017, in 2018, and 2019, before 2020, before he blew up. Now y'all want to blame him for the problems in Black America? Get real. Get real. Real men are going to get up and stand up and talk about what's going on in society, whether you like it or not. And I want to give Dr. Umar props on breaking that down. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check on the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.